Alrighty, so today's case study will be about Kevin, who is a 36-year-old male who has been recently taken off Xanax by his primary care provider due to Kevin showing signs of addiction. His primary care provider has referred him to psychotherapy. Hello, Kevin. My name is Kendra. I'm going to be the therapist working with you today. Um, just wanted to let you know that the information we talk about, it will be confidential unless you exhibit signs of imminent risk or harm to yourself or others. Okay.
Okay,
So do you consent to this therapy session?
I do.
Alrighty, so let's kind of just start off with talking about what brings you in today.
So I got into an accident at work. About 8 months ago, I was pouring some concrete, fell down in the hole where we were pouring the concrete, and I hurt my back really bad. They put me on some pain pills, which I no longer get. But they also gave me some Xanax, and I've been taking that since my accident, and it really helps me out. And I went into the doctor's office, and she just took it away from me. She said that she thought that I was abusing it. So
Okay, so now why were you taking the Xanax for your anxiety?
yeah, it helps with my anxiety. I have a lot on my plate. I have kids, I have a family, I have to work. And if I don't have it, it makes me nervous. I'm not going to work because of my anxiety, and I need my pills.
So, so what you're saying is you exhibit anxiety mostly surrounding the fact that you're the sole provider almost for your family, and you have to work in order to provide for them.
Yeah, and my job it's strenuous, and I'm always in pain, and I can't call off because of the pain, and then the pain causes the anxiety, and the Xanax helps calm me down and just lets me go to work.
Okay. Um, so prior to taking the Xanax for your anxiety, do you can you recall anything that helped with your anxiety prior?
I don't think I really noticed the anxiety before. Kind of all started when I had the pain, and then I started getting nervous about having to miss work. And then it's when I noticed the anxiety. And since then I felt like I needed the medication. I just needed to take it. Um, I
Okay.
never really thought that I needed it before then.
Okay. Alrighty. So so this pain that you're feeling is in a sense causing you to feel anxiety because you do not want to have your work be affected by the pain, which then causes the anxiety.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay. Um, do you, from your perspective, do you see any issues with the amount of Xanax you're taking?
I mean, I think my anxiety's gotten worse. I think I take more. It takes more to make my anxiety go away. I think that's one of the things my doctor said, was that, I was using too much of it, but it wasn't working. So I needed more to make it work.
Okay, alrighty. So you kind of, I'm your doctor probably recommended you have maybe one pill as needed, and due to your anxiety being severe, you ended up having more than one.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Um, were you surprised that your doctor took you off of the Xanax?
I mean, I was mad. Like I told him I needed it. They didn't really, I don't think they really listened to me. They just shook it away, and now I don't know what I'm going to do without it. And they sent me here. So
Yeah,
hopefully we can figure something out. I'm not sure what we're going to do.
yeah. So really you're wondering why would your doctor take you off of something that is shown to be working for you, right? Because you
Mhm.
feel like the Xanax was working.
Right.
Okay. So with just a little kind of background, Xanax is very addictive, and that's kind of I think what your provider was concerned with, that you were, like you said, taking too much, was leading to an addiction. So that's why she referred you here. Okay. Um, Now, you had said that the Xanax, you would have to take more of it in order for you to feel better, correct?
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
wasn't really working for you,
Yeah.
with small doses, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, do you do anything else? Do you implement anything else that would kind of help with your anxiety, like any techniques, like breathing techniques or anything? Or do you solely kind of just rely on the Xanax?
No, yeah, I would just take the pills. That was, yep. If I was feeling worked up or if, my pain was real bad and I started feeling upset about it, or then I would take a pill.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you feel like the Xanax is a problem for you and your life in general?
No, I don't know. Like I said, I know I had to start taking more of them to make them work. So I know that was a problem for my doctor. They didn't like that. And I would run out early. And then, I was not happy when I couldn't get more when I needed them. So yeah, it's probably a problem.
Okay. So when you would run out of the Xanax, you have this feeling of, I need more, I need it in order
Mhm.
to calm myself. Um, so, which that feeling leads to anger because you're
Mhm.
angry that, you can't get more at this moment.
Right.
Is that kind of how you were feeling? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so for you, how on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it to you to change your Xanax use?
I mean, I have to now. So, it's going to be pretty important. Um, I have to figure out a way to make something work. So I can't go home with my wife and kids angry like this every day. So,
Yeah,
five, 5 or 6, we've got to figure something out.
yeah. Um, that's awesome that you're recognizing that it's not very healthy to go home to your children and kids with that angry attitude. Um, so I'm proud of you for recognizing that. Um, Throughout therapy, we kind of will go through things to help you cope better with the anxiety. But today, I kind of just wanted to get a standpoint on how you felt regarding the Xanax use and kind of why you're here. Okay.
Hmm.
So you had said that um, you, when you go home, sometimes you're angry towards your children and your wife. Now, what does that look like? Can you explain that?
I think I'm just in a bad mood when I come home. If my anxiety is high, I walk in the door and, there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of chaos, and I just don't want to deal with it. So sometimes I yell, sometimes I just go to my room. But
Okay.
that's probably not enjoyable to be
Yeah.
around me.
So I was gonna ask, how do you think that makes your wife or your children feel?
No, not good.
Okay.
I don't think it would be, I don't think I would like it, you
Mm,
know.
yeah. So essentially you're coming home, you're upset, you're kind of you're very anxious, and you kind of explode on your wife and your kids, correct?
Yeah.
Now, is that a time when you would have a Xanax? Would you have an anxiety med?
Yeah, I would then or before I got home.
Okay. Alrighty. Um, there are um, some techniques that we can work on, that maybe instead of portraying your anxiety as anger, you can maybe use different techniques. You can
Mhm.
always try a breathing technique where you inhale for 4 seconds, and you hold for 2, and you exhale for 6 seconds. That kind of technique can help ground you, and maybe let off some steam in a sense, so you don't project this onto your wife and your children.
Okay.
How do you feel about maybe trying to implement that in place of the anxiety medication?
Yeah, we can try that. I can try it before I go in the house and see how it works. And I guess
Yeah.
my thing is when I just need to learn to step away and do that.
Yep. It's important to also, like you said, recognize that you can, if you feel that sense of anger and anxiety, you can step away. You can step out of the room, out of the house, just for a little breather. And obviously, you're not going to have the same effects as the Xanax, but once you get more used to these techniques, the hope is that you won't be thinking about the Xanax anymore, and you'll kind of replace the medication with techniques. Okay.
Okay.
But
Hmm.
the most important part is that you recognize that you need some type of change to be made. So do you feel that you do think that there is a change that needs to be made, like
Yeah.
personally?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to find something that works for my family. So
Okay. Alrighty. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for I'm happy you are here today and are taking these steps to kind of work on your anxiety without medication. Okay. So I'll send you home with homework with breathing techniques. So try the breathing technique out, and we'll see how it helps with working through your anger and anxiety. Okay.
okay.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like you're willing to try that?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
Okay.
give that a go and come back and let you know how it works.
All right. Sounds good. So we will see each other in a week. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.